Hello, I just want to thank our patrons, Derek and Anonymous. Thank you very much for helping us keep the lights on. And for those who enjoyed the new issue, we do have some positive things to say. Don't worry. Thank you and enjoy the episode.
Tell me, though, what's his technique? That last strike, it seems invincible.
Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast. I am Connor.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Omar.
I'm Emma.
Yay! We're all here. The gang's all back for the first time in a while, and
Woohoo!
it's
Yay.
unfortunate it's for this issue because there's like not that much to talk about. So
I have many regrets.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I'm gonna play a game called Do You Remember? It's one of my favorite games.
Okay.
I invented it while I was watching Supernatural after season five. Do you remember when things were better? Do you remember when sometimes the artwork inside a comic was as good as the artwork on the cover? I
Yes.
remember.
I do recall, yes.
Yeah.
That
I
wasn't
can
that
s-
long ago.
I can safely say
True.
I don't like this art.
hmm
We talked about this a bit in the first
Yeah.
issue,
hmm
and it's kind of like veered more away from it's not my thing to I
Yeah.
don't think it's great. And it's because of one panel, which I posted
I
in the
know. I
Discord,
know.
and
Yes.
I hate it so much. And I'm
I
just,
actually don't mind the art. I've seen a
Uh-huh.
lot worse, but I
Yeah.
also not a massive fan. But I think it's
hmm
all right.
Yeah, yeah. Same thing for
I
me.
agree with you on the panel though.
I'm
Mm.
just, Iron Fist runs like they have not always had great artwork, right? Like I
hmm
think
Right.
Breathless is kind of in this
Agree.
vein of art. But the past few, when I say the past few Iron Fist runs, like I guess it's best to say the last few Danny Rand as Iron Fist runs, minus the Ghost Fist thing. Like we had
Mm.
like Kerry Andrews, Ed Brisson, and
Yeah, we
I
had some
can't
really
remember who
good
drew
art.
Phantom Limb,
Mm.
but I thought that artwork was quite good in Phantom Limb, and
hmm
like these are all
hmm
comics that I would like. Even Heart of the Dragon actually had good artwork. So
Yeah.
I would also add, I don't know if you
I
guys
loved
feel the
Heart of
same
the
way, but
Dragon.
I love the art in Immortal Iron Fists. I really, really like that one as
Oh,
well.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
yes, because that
Yeah.
was
Afu
Kerry
I
Chan.
agree.
Andrews, right? Yeah.
No, that was
Yeah.
No, it
Afu
wasn't
Chan.
No.
Andrews.
Afu
Oh,
Chan
okay.
did that art. Yeah.
I
That was
read
really
that
cool.
once, so
And it fits the story too.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like I don't know if this is like the Lin Lee art style, like
hmm
if this is going to be kind of his art style going forward, like the
Yeah.
but I'm not into it. And again, I'll bring out like for an Iron Fist comic,
hmm
artwork, impact, fight scenes, these are all important to me in an Iron Fist
Yeah.
comic. And
Mm.
like it's just so cartoony. It just doesn't feel like I don't like sense the impact or anything. I don't,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah, I think yeah, I said before that I like the artwork because it fits the story and also and for me it fits Lin Lee in a way. But I do understand where you're coming from because we're so used to Iron Fist getting some really good artists in his run, even though he hasn't had the best ones always. But
yeah.
when it's good, it's really good. And this
Mhm.
is like, okay, this is passable because it's for Lindley. But if it were Danny's, I might, have a different view of it.
But I guess so.
Yeah. Hey, it'd be nice if Danny was in it, right?
That
Yeah.
Yes.
well,
How about that?
Yeah, he's not in
We
this,
can.
so I guess we're not going to be talking about him. But so
No,
but
but like if we're gonna make comments like, but yeah, like where the hell is he?
it's like you're not wrong like for enjoying this, right? Everyone has their own taste, but I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like so you say this is Lin Lee's art, right? And I get that, but if Lin Lee
Mm-hmm.
is Iron Fist now, then I feel like an Iron Fist comic needs to have a certain standard of artwork, because Iron Fist
Ah.
implies like a sort of martial arts
Mm-hmm.
thing,
True.
and I'm just like the fight scenes are just so generic, kind of.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah, so like just the name Iron Fist, I think there should be more effort
Mm.
put into that
Mm.
kind of thing. And I get like sometimes
Yeah.
it's not that type of story, but I feel like they can always find some room for it, like even if it.
Mm-hmm.
But like the thing on the front of this cover is what it's typing up is Davos versus Lin Lee,
Lin Lee.
and like we kind of get that. Um, it's like
It's
I don't
almost
even
like an
remember it. I'm
off-panel
having to
panel
look at
thing.
it. Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
and I thought
Yeah.
there would like maybe this will happen again, but I thought like it would be a bit of a bigger deal. Um,
Mm.
Having Davos fight the new Iron Fist, but and I don't care that it's not a bigger deal. I'm just saying like I expected some. I don't know. I just expected a bit more from like a fight scene between those two, and we got like nothing
Yes.
basically. And
Yeah.
considering that was on the comic cover.
Yeah. I have specific thoughts, and I'm sure we'll get to this when we get to that part of the issue. I have specific thoughts on Davos's presence in this. But in terms of the art style, I completely agree with you. I do. So this is Paco Medina, and I'm
Mm.
blanking on what else I've seen his work in. But this is not my first look
Spider
at his
Boy is
work.
the first one I've
Spider
seen.
Boy, yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's right, yeah. And I don't mind it just because I do tend to. I mean, I have a variety of art styles that I really like, but I do appreciate kind of a cartoony, kind of squash and stretch action scene with that's kind of a bit abstract the way this is. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
mind this art, but I agree
Mhm.
it's not just to put my 2 cents in, it's not my favorite, but it could be much worse. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my
Yeah,
attitude about this whole
that's
comic.
true.
It could be worse.
Mhm.
I
So
guess that's kind of a problem, isn't it? When
yeah,
our defense is it could be worse, you know.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It just shows it's kind of sad, right? That we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, it could be
Uh-huh.
worse. And that's how I feel about the story of this comic too. I'm like, well, at least it's
Mm-hmm.
not that bad, right? Like, I'm not
Mm.
saying it's.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
singing
that's true.
praises anymore. I'm saying I'm glad that this didn't ruin things. And that's kind of
Yeah.
how I feel about the Undead Iron Fist series as well. It's not a comic I would recommend to someone, but it is a comic that I was
Yeah.
like, well, it had some moments, and I'm glad it didn't ruin things.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah. So
I just remembered somebody on Twitter saying that uh there's something about the coloring and the art that they don't mesh well. And since this is already the second issue, I'm kind of leaning towards agreeing with that guy. It does feel like if the coloring was uh, meshed better with the artwork, I think we would be able to appreciate it more.
yeah, I
Mm.
can see that
Yeah.
for
It,
sure.
it
Now that's
feels,
been
yeah,
pointed out.
it's already cartoony in the way that it's being drawn, and then it's just there's just too many colors, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
It's
see what you're
very
saying.
bright and breezy, and I mean, I
Yes.
think maybe you're right, Omar. It's given that Lin Lee has really taken off through Marvel Rivals, I wonder if that's a
Mm.
decision to keep it
Mm,
a
Ah,
little bit Marvel Rivalsy for people
I
that they
see.
want to come to the
I would.
comics from that. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know, but like it does
yeah,
seem like
could
when you
be.
said it, the minute you said it fits Lin Lee, I wonder if that's what made me switch to, oh yeah, maybe it does match Lin Lee.
I would
And
not
there's
be surprised.
again,
Yeah.
not to harp on this so much, but again, there's just such a because I've seen it a little bit there is such a disconnect between the previous Iron Fist and Lin Lee. And I don't mean like Danny specifically, I mean like the comic, because,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I've brought this up in the podcast before, I don't know how recently, but like, obviously Lin Lee was already a character Swordmaster, but
Mhm.
when Iron Fist, like, he brings in his whole supporting cast, and we kind of lose the old supporting cast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
that's like a big thing because it doesn't,
Mhm.
like, yeah, he's called Iron Fist, but it feels like a completely different comic.
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah. I've been really
And
struggling with that.
Mhm.
they try, like, Sparrow's in this and Pei is in it at least. Like, Pei's probably the only one who's sort of part of the old supporting cast that is actually in it.
Mhm.
But like again, that's better than nothing, and I think she's been done well so far. And Fu's there, but
Mhm.
it still
Yeah.
feels like there's so many guys that have come in. It's like
Mhm.
I don't know
Mm.
who these people are unless, and this is the
Yeah.
problem with the
Right.
first Swordmaster,
True.
sorry, the first Lindley Iron Fist run, the first 5 issues. Is like I don't know who
Yeah.
these people are because you haven't. You're expecting me to have read Swordmaster, and I haven't. Like I've read Iron Fist, and I'm
Mhm.
picking up the new Iron Fist comic, and it's like, oh, there's a new supporting cast, and there's so, and
Yeah.
they don't particularly feel like Iron Fist characters. And I'm not saying like they can't be Iron Fist characters. I'm just saying like this sort of Iron Fist
Mhm.
characters that we're used to getting introduced. Like they feel so different because they come from a different
Yeah.
character series,
Mhm.
Well, in
borderline
Yeah.
to
genre.
yeah, tonally as well. Yeah, like genre is a
Yes,
great,
Yes.
totally,
great
exactly.
word to use. The tone is completely different.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I'm not saying Iron Fist comics can't be light and fun, but it's just a very different feel. It doesn't feel like an
Yeah.
Iron Fist comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the foundation is very different. And
Yeah.
I can feel the like it's trying to push itself into the Kunlun mythology, the Swordmaster mythology. Like it's the one that's if you're to look at it from afar, you can see Swordmaster's mythology is overpowering the Kunlun side.
Yeah. You two, I think, put it perfectly. Tone, foundation, and especially
Mm,
trying to push itself into the Kunlun mythology. I guess when you word it like that, that's really what it feels like. It's kind of being
Yeah.
thrust on me. And
Mm.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it has to be fine now because look, he's in Kunlun and look, they're doing all the Kunlun stuff. And I'm just like, it's kind of overwhelming. It's just kind of like, I'm still not feeling it. And I don't want to, I feel bad because I don't want to be a hater just because he's not Danny. But like, the
yeah.
problem is, it's just so alien to what Iron Fist
Mm,
has been. And
yeah.
um, Iron Fist comics have been, I should say. And like obviously Iron Fist comics have been quite, different all over the place, but they usually had that sort of because it was the
Mm,
same character and supporting cast, it was like that sort of connected
yeah.
it together.
Yeah.
Um, Luke would never not act like Luke,
Mm.
in an Iron
Mm.
Fist
Mm,
comic. I'm sure someone will be like, well, actually, an issue, but you know what I mean, like in general.
Actually, he's been mind controlled many times.
Yes, yes. I mean, I know that, but
Mm.
he's
Many
been
Yes.
mind controlled so many
times.
times. That's normal for Luke now, so that is acting like Luke if he's been mind controlled. So
True.
Yeah.
that was kind of like uh this isn't really a digression because this, to be honest, that kind of sums up how I feel about this issue. It's overwhelming,
Mhm.
like color wise, artwork wise. I don't think it meshes with Kunlun and stuff. I still feel like they are trying to shove Swordmaster mythology into Kunlun mythology. And I'm aware like they both have their roots in Chinese myth, but I'm more talking about like the comic specific. Again, like they're just
Mhm.
so
Hmm.
totally different, and the colors are jarring, and the fight scenes aren't good, and like it's just like it's not offensively bad. I just don't think it's that good. And again, like I'm glad it's not worse for now, but I'm not feeling too good about the
Mhm.
immortal weapons right now. I'll say that much.
Right.
Mhm.
Um,
That's another thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you
I
mentioned,
do not like
this.
what they've done with them.
Mhm.
No. And the fact that we're talking about the Swordmaster mythology kind of subsuming the Iron Fist mythology, the fact that, we're in Kunlun, but it's a ruin. So it's really
Mm.
just we're not even really in Kunlun because it's been destroyed again. So it
Again.
really it lacks a presence, you know,
Yeah.
apart from the conversation of how many times are we going to destroy the seven cities of heaven, you know, the
Yes.
fact that it's just, oh, we're just gonna kill all the immortal weapons. I have
Mm.
feelings, you know,
Mm.
destroy
Mm.
Kunlun yet again, and then make these other characters, new characters, central. Yeah, just I mean, just feeding into what we've already been talking about. It just kind of builds on itself and creates this comic that feels very much not rooted in Iron Fist
It's also,
continuity and so on.
look, let's be honest, Kunlun's been destroyed more than once.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's kind of ridiculous the amount of time it's been destroyed. But
Yeah.
um, before it was like, there were actually characters that had been in Iron Fist before.
Aussie.
Davos took over
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kunlun, not Aussie. Davos took over Kunlun,
Sorry.
and the plant people who had been introduced before very early on took over Kunlun,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Davos again slash the One, which is not the One, sorry, Wendell and
Mm.
stuff. But they were all very tied to Kunlun and Kunlun
Yeah.
Iron Fist mythology, and this is like
Yeah.
Swordmaster bad guy takes over Kunlun, and I get that he has
Right.
Davos there with him, but it's still like, oh, this guy I don't care about has
Yeah.
taken
Right.
over Kunlun
Mm.
because they didn't give me a reason to care about him enough in the original run because I
First
was
one.
first read Swordmaster,
Mm.
Well,
and
and it's not even taking over Kunlun. It doesn't have anything to do with Kunlun. It's about searching for these Swordmaster related, MacGuffins.
yeah, and
It's
again, it's
just kind of
Yes.
just
a
they're forcibly mashing these two things together. And it's like, Marvel, why are you so determined to continue on this path? Honestly, I think if it wasn't for Marvel Rivals, like they would have backtracked, I think,
Mm-hmm.
um, to
Yeah.
some extent. I think Marvel Rivals has solely been responsible for them continuing to try and push these two things together. And it's a
I
fun
agree.
game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But it's kind of ridiculous that like because it's a fun game where characters don't really have any development. They have minimal dialogue. It just yeah. It's
so
Marvel,
I
I guess, has a history for letting outside things influence their comics. So
Yes.
Yeah, this is the new MCUification.
Mhm.
Um, and so I haven't played Marvel Rivals, but I have friends who have played it, and my understanding is that the latest or previous story arc it was centered on the seven capital cities
Yeah.
of heaven, but it was
Mm-hmm.
non-Iron Fist characters as the champions. And so
Yeah.
when I saw the solicit for this comic, I was wondering, okay, are they trying to create some synergy there? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm.
what I'm curious. I don't know if other people, if you have guys have thoughts on that, but
And
Well, we did talk
and
about
if
it in the first
oh,
episode.
I'm so sorry. I
yeah.
haven't actually had,
No,
yeah.
no, I didn't mean
Yeah.
that as accusatory. I'm all about like I was. I
Okay.
remember
I'm glad it's
you
not just
mentioned
me.
that the Deli Answer Kung Fu podcast mentioned that, and I was like in disbelief. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, no, they wouldn't. And but
Of
like
course
as
they
I
would.
read
Of
on,
course they would.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
would.
like, but it's such a bad idea. It is such a terrible idea. You have these characters who are, to be honest, like they could be used a lot more. They're all interesting characters.
Mm.
They're new
Mm.
characters, and if you
Yeah.
replace them with just mostly people from New York, I
Right.
don't know. It would be monstrously stupid. Like it would be so
Yeah.
Yeah.
dumb. And
I hope not. I hope it doesn't happen.
I say surely they wouldn't. I'm aware Heart of the Dragon exists, and they did when it
Mm-hmm.
came to Heart of the Dragon, but like,
Mhm.
oh my God, don't do it, Marvel. I'm telling you, it's a terrible idea. Please don't do it. It is the worst idea. If you're gonna replace the immortal weapons with new people from those cities, fine, whatever. But do not replace it with Elektra Daredevil and White Sox. By the way, why is Elektra Daredevil? I'm confused.
She's been
She's
Daredevil.
been
She
for a
be
while. Yeah.
I could go on a whole rant, but she
I,
became I love Elektra
Yeah.
dearly, to be clear. I
Yeah.
think this is terrible for her
Yeah,
character.
I agree.
She
I
became
agree.
Daredevil during Chip Starsky's Daredevil run
Mm-hmm.
because Matt Murdock was in jail as
Yeah.
Daredevil. And he basically kind of guilted her into it. And so she went, "Oh, okay, I'll be Daredevil so someone is protecting health." It was very it was not I did not enjoy it really. And she's
yeah.
still
Why wouldn't
Daredevil.
he?
And
Why wouldn't he get
it,
someone that looks like him?
So she didn't try to be his Daredevil.
Right.
She
Yeah,
she
she
was
did
her
her own
own
thing.
version of Daredevil. Yeah. So I
Hmm.
mean, the
But then
costume's
she
kind of
never went back.
cool. It's all right, but yeah, she's still Daredevil. It's a
Mm-mm.
little bit I'm kind of yeah, it's a whole
Yeah.
thing. But
Not
yeah,
not
so
to
that's
go.
why.
I'll add my thoughts. I also like Elektra. I think she definitely doesn't
Me
need to be
too.
another character. Like she's fine on
No.
her
Yes.
own.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
And
but
it's not a legacy character thing, right?
yeah,
Right.
And
no,
No, it's
Daredevil's not a
really it's
legacy
really
you,
not.
character.
you
No,
can't
it's
be
not.
another Daredevil.
Like
Right.
we know
Yeah.
Iron Fist went around dressed up as Daredevil, but that was like a fun little thing, and it didn't go for long, and
Yeah.
It would
it
have
wasn't
been
like a
quite a fun
replacement.
place for Danny
Um,
to be honest.
I know.
Um,
Mm.
I would have
a-
loved
a-
that. That would
actually would have been quite a fun place for Danny to
that
be without the Iron Fist because he's still got the fighting, right?
he was
that
too
would have
busy
been
Um,
being dead. I'm
wonderful.
sorry.
no, but I mean, once he was, yeah, I know that, but like, this would have been better, is all I'm saying.
I
I would
think,
not have complained.
look,
Hmm.
obviously the logical response is to kill him and bring him back. That's like clearly the
Obviously.
best way to go. But okay, so that's I wanted to know that. Okay, by the way, everything I saw of Chip Zdarsky's run looked awful. It all looks
It
like
was
remember Kingpin, remember Netflix,
it
remember Frank Miller. Um,
yes, yes, that's exactly what it was. It was awful. I
yeah,
don't recommend
I'm
it.
not really a big fan of any of his Marvel stuff, so
Oh, I thought it was generally well accepted by Daredevil fans.
I
No,
I
so
Darsky,
like
no?
bits of it. I like
the
bits of
Okay.
it,
pattern
but yeah.
so the pattern I generally saw is the people who really, really loved it, and this is a generalization, and I'm
Okay.
sorry to make this generalization, but many of the people who really, really loved it were MCU fans who were reading Daredevil for the very first time.
yeah,
Fans
Oh,
who had
I
okay,
been
can see
okay.
reading
that.
Daredevil for a long
I can
time
understand. Yeah.
read this and went, "What the hell is this?"
It did have
Which was my
Okay.
fantastic
reaction.
art, however.
The
I
art was
can't.
very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Yes.
that's the
I
thing.
agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if
So that
you.
that will help it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Rebecca, but from what I know of Claire and her Daredevil taste, I would imagine that she would hate Chip Zdarsky's run. I'm not speaking for her. I don't know, but because she's the other
No,
big
no,
Daredevil fan
that's
I know.
I'd be
So
Oh
curious to
yeah,
know her
I've not
thoughts.
asked her
Yeah.
about it actually. I actually
I'd
saw
love
her the other week, funnily enough.
I'd love
yeah,
to know her thoughts. I'd be very curious to know what she
I
thought.
can't I can't imagine any longtime Daredevil fan like it, just because we've seen it so many times. Like if I never
Yeah.
see Kingpin as a
Yeah.
Daredevil villain again, I'll be happy. Like
Mm.
I don't need to see it again. It's
Yeah.
been done to death and it's been done very well.
Yeah, it
So
was it was it was
Yeah.
reheated story arcs. It was reheated Shadowland. It was reheated Devil in Cell Block D.
Mm.
It was
Yeah.
reheated every
Mm.
single
I
fight Matt's
see.
ever had with the Kingpin. It was Matt was written kind of unrecognizably
He killed a cop, right?
super religious. Well, not even uh not really. It was but he was written religion was kind of his sole personality trait
Hmm.
in that run. And so he was just
Ah,
kind of this
okay.
unrecognizable kind of one-dimensional character throughout.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
yeah,
yeah, I won't go. This is not a Daredevil
yes.
podcast. I won't go into it, but
I'll
but yeah,
just
it was a
It's
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about what the um real Daredevil fans thought about
With
Elektra.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid of,
yeah,
asking online. So I'm glad Emma shared her thoughts on this.
they're still real Daredevil fans. They're just like if you just don't know that this is a
Yeah.
retread of everything, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
yeah,
but
and I will say really quickly, just I hate to say don't read something because you might read it and love it. So I definitely
yeah,
check it out and judge for yourself. But I
Yeah.
personally wasn't
Mm.
a fan.
but better
Okay.
off read Ford again, read Devil in Cell Block D,
Yes,
and
yes,
then
Yeah.
read the new
Yes.
series. That's my recommendation. Read those
yes.
first, and
Yeah.
then read it, then tell me what you think. But so the reason I brought this up, funny enough, digression aside, is because Matt was Daredevil in Undead Iron Fist, and now Elektra's Daredevil, and the
So they
publication
Mm.
wise, these
so they're
two aren't
both
that far
Daredevil.
apart.
They're
Oh,
both Daredevil
they're just
currently.
both
Yeah.
Daredevil now.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Why? Oh my
I
gosh!
don't I don't
I've come
know.
to a horrible realization. The immortal weapons are dead. They're going to be replaced by White Tiger. Oh no! I mean, if they're doing something that stupid, then this is absolutely gonna happen. So,
Uh,
uh, anyway, so we're probably, as you noticed, we're not really going through this issue linearly. So if anyone has points they want to bring up, do we'll make sure to cover everything by the end. But I'm just like, why don't we just talk? Since we're there, we'll talk about Davos and Lindley. I had an almost physical reaction to a particular panel in this comic, um, where Davos announces himself and leaps at Lin Lee, and he looks like he's just eaten all the way. Like he just like, dude, he's got to settle
It's
down on
bad.
the. He's just getting protein powder and like
I was like, is someone
hugging
else
it.
Davos? I literally was like, is someone else Davos? This doesn't seem right. Did I miss this? So yeah, I didn't like it just I don't know.
And like he kind of looks okay elsewhere. It's just there. It looks really bad.
Yeah, he
Like
just beefed
how
up for
did?
that one
Yeah,
panel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
yeah. Everywhere else, he looks fine.
yeah.
Like
So
even the last pages, yeah, it looks fine in the other pages.
Davos and Lindley was a bit of a nothing burger. It looks like
Yeah,
Davos is getting
disappointing.
the upper hand, which is kind of expected because
Yeah.
Lindley's not like, as far as I know, because I don't know half of his backstory. As far as I know, he might not necessarily be as good a martial artist without swords as other
Mm,
Iron Fists. But that's as far as I know. Maybe
yeah.
he is because they haven't told me. So uh,
Yeah.
that's as far because he hasn't been training in Kunlun from birth. He didn't fight in the tournament and stuff. And I'm not saying that as like a slight against him. I'm just saying that is my understanding of him. So um, and he gets a sword in this issue. And like I honestly, I hope he just uses swords more because it differentiates him. In Marvel Rivals, he basically just fights like Danny. Like there's um
Oh.
like he has little sword shards coming out of his arms technically, but it still looks like he's just punching. So
Yeah.
um but yeah, it's Fu has a robot. Um that
But
seems
it's with the
Yeah.
little Iron Fist logo on it because why not?
Yeah.
yeah,
Spider
which
Bot. I mean, Iron Bot.
Yeah.
that's kind of his thing.
So
He's like an inventor, I guess. I'm not
yeah,
into
I
it.
I sorry, continue.
No, no, you go.
I was just going to say the tracking the status of Fu has been I need to I want to go back because
Yeah.
he was dead and then he was a
Mm,
hallucination and then he was real and now
yeah.
he's hanging out in a lab with in a Hawaiian shirt. I mean I I appreciate him and the chaos of his character, but I just feel like he's just been all over the place in terms of just a character concept. Um, for me, about regarding the Davos Lindley fight, this was kind of the best possible scenario for me to have it
Okay.
be a nothing burger because for multiple
Mhm.
reasons. One reason was that Davos should win this fight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
feel. And I knew he if it ended up being a real fight, he wouldn't win, and that would annoy me.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is one of the very few instances in which I would root for Davos to win a fight. Um, but
He's a
the other
very
thing I
bad
love about
person.
yes, the other thing I love about Davos
No.
is the fact that in his many of his best appearances, and I love this as kind of a staple of his character, he'll show up, he'll be all, self-aggrandizing and obnoxious, and then he'll get, embarrassed in some way. So him
Yeah.
Mm.
starting to have a big fight and then getting stomped by a robot felt correct to his character.
Mm,
So in
Yeah.
that sense, this was the best possible end to this kind of confrontation. I'm assuming it will happen again later in the comic,
Hmm.
but for now I kind of
Mm.
went, okay,
I
that's
like
better
that.
than it could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, you do have a good point. And I guess the only reason I was complaining is because it's kind of what they advertise on the cover. And I know comic covers
Yeah.
tend to exaggerate, but
Yeah.
we're not in the 70s anymore where they were really bad for that. They
Yeah, yeah,
keep
yeah.
doing it less now.
Mm.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, if that's what they're selling this issue on, they didn't really do much of it. Hell, they sold the first issue on Danny and Pay, and like Danny was in one page.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Um,
wanted at least, even just a few panels of them fighting and seeing Davos getting the upper hand. That would have been great. And then, Fu comes in and rescues Lin Lee from Davos. That would have
Everything
been the best for me.
everything just feels very abbreviated, fight wise, for everything. It's just like
Yes.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. There's like no room.
Yeah.
There's no real story. I mean,
what am
the
I
Yeah.
reading?
story's
Heroes for
messy.
Hire?
The story's
But
messy again. Yeah, like Heroes for Hire had I know you're talking about that specific run, but Heroes for Hire had a little bit of personality.
Yeah.
agreed, yeah. I mean, I think this has personality. It's just not really a personality I like. I don't know.
I'm not sure it does. I think it's
Yeah.
trying to like tell a story so quickly that there's very little time for personality, and it's sort of telling you it has personality, but
I guess at
not
least, yeah.
showing you it has personality.
I feel like there's, I feel like there's more happening than like I don't know. I feel like it'll be, and I'm hoping because it's 5 issues. I it should be more satisfying than Undead Iron Fist in terms of like a conclusion. I would hope. Um, I mean, the writing was really on the wall for that one, but this one is like, well, at least it's 5 issues, and there's a lot that's been happening so far. So, but I don't know. Oh, one note about Davos, he has the upside down Iron Fist symbol, like all the other Iron Fists.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
was
why.
intriguing.
Wannabes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, he
fighting
already
everyone with
has
Iron
his
Fist
his
power, like
yeah.
this is to bring in Superman. Um, you know, when you give everyone Superman's powers, he becomes a lot less special. When you give
Yeah.
the Iron Fist to like goons, you know, um, it becomes like less of a thing. It's like, okay, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Anyway,
it's it's the just the symbol is odd because Davos already has his alternate symbol. So it seems
Yes.
like why not
Yeah.
just use
Uh-huh.
that? Um, the goons, I don't know if anyone else had this reaction, but the when I saw the goons, I think it's the color, the red and black. I don't know. Do you
Hmm.
guys remember that Deadpool comic from a few years ago where Deadpool
Yeah.
gets temporary Iron Fist style powers and then he gets an Iron Fist style costume in red and black? That because that was my first thought when I saw those. Not that it's a reference, but just that,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
that looks exactly like that. Why is that?
You're right.
yeah.
Um,
Um, all right. So to very loosely break down this issue, we start off with the whole Sparrow gets captured by Swordmaster's brother, and I can't even remember his name, and the new Tiger's beautiful daughter, who's now a bad guy, and she gets captured and mind controlled. I have no thoughts. I
mhm.
guess at least she's there. She's not dead. Maybe
Yeah, it
Daniel
was
will have
nice
to
to see
talk her out
her.
of her mind control. That seems to be his speciality. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always happy to see Sparrow. I was relieved she was
Yeah,
here.
me too.
I was very worried she would get killed, so at least yeah, exactly.
Mm. Yeah, good to see her and just the fact that Lin Feng redecorated her place, it doesn't feel like Kunlun anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's sword mastery to me
Yeah.
now. So it's almost like what we were saying earlier, where sword master mythology is taking over Kunlun mythology. It's almost like they already presented it to us on the first page.
mm,
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, and I hope it's not. Um, I mean, kudos to Paco Medina. His art in terms of the backgrounds when he does his buildings, when he does his rooms, etc. He spends time on them. I'm just amazed that he was able to finish all of these things within a month. When I look at it, I know he put in the effort. It's just not the style that we're probably used
yeah.
to and what we're looking
Yeah.
for, but he did put in the effort.
I
Hmm.
like the panel with Lin at the bottom of the page where Sparrow's screaming, like opens in Hell's Kitchen with Lin. I like that panel.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
There's a
Yeah.
Um,
lot of very nice backgrounds in the panel, like right at the beginning with Li Feng on the crown. There's some beautiful stuff in the background. It's
Yes.
just
Yeah.
I
like
Yes.
agree. Yeah, the
I
backgrounds are
agree.
nice.
I should, definitely he did put in the effort. It's just a style we're not used to, and it didn't do it for me, but I also was just like,
And if he's listening,
Yeah.
he'll turn the podcast off by now. So,
yeah, exactly. But I
um,
doubt he's listening, so that's all right.
White Tiger fans must be happy. I mean, it's nice that she's being used
Mm,
somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
don't want her to be an immortal weapon.
no,
No.
But
I like her.
Elektra.
I just don't want her to be a mortal weapon.
I mean, Elektra could
Yeah.
just
A
be
mortal
Elektra
weapon.
here, right? She doesn't need to be Daredevil here. She could just be
No,
Right.
Elektra, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
I think that was the
Hmm.
biggest issue about Elektra Daredevil. She doesn't need to be Daredevil.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
She doesn't feel like a
And
martial artist, when she's Daredevil.
it's not going to be,
I like her as Elektra better.
yeah.
mm,
And it's not going to age well either, because you got to read this 80 years later and you'd be like, why is Elektra Daredevil? That's really
yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
It's like when you're reading Death of Superman, you're like, why is Lex a clone of himself with red hair? Like, and why is Supergirl a puddle of goo? Like, it's just really dumb and won't age well. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, big fight in New York with Davos and stuff. Boo. So the fight in New York with Davos and food. Do we want to not the end reveal, but do we want to say anything about that, or do you just want to move on to Pay and Luna? Luna, no. Um,
Well, have we?
I
I
lo
just want to give a shout out to Foo's cat. That cheered me up amongst everything
I
else. It's
I did
totally
not
irrelevant.
even
I was just flicking through pages,
It's
but
so
look,
cute.
you put in a cute white cat, and I'm like, okay, they kind of won me over for this page. And then I turned around to the rest, and I was like, yeah, I still don't care what's going on in the rest of this book.
I did not even notice the
Yes.
cat. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will say I really like I'm a fan of this type of panel styling. I guess
Mm,
third to last page where we have the different floors and we have the characters on different floors of the building, all on the
Mm.
same
Yeah, I
page,
like that
and
too.
the dialogue moves up the stairs. I always enjoy layouts like
Yes.
yes.
that.
Even the when we get to White Fox, sorry, not Luna, Marvel Rivals getting confused. White Fox and Pay, their intro to Kunlun, like again, I think there's some good paneling there, and
Mm.
paneling is a
Yes.
tool that I think it can be used really well and
mm.
Hmm.
can be just as important as other aspects of the comic. So I'd like to see it being used in creative ways.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
so
cool.
uh, yeah, Pei and White Fox in Kunlun. I don't really have anything to say here.
I
Yeah.
do.
I like. Oh,
Okay.
I,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Emma.
I was sort of really quickly. So we've had Pay for 10 years and we're finally getting a tiny bit of backstory for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was out of any if we get anything from this comic,
Yes.
I'm very excited to have just the tiniest bit of backstory for Pei. I would love
Yes.
more, but
Hmm.
it was really neat to have this focus on her to see what it could have
Yeah.
been like if she was the main character of this comic, which would have been cool.
Hmm.
Mm.
But to
Yeah.
get this uh section focused on her with her narration and to get a bit of her history and her her experience of growing up in Kunlun and being an orphan, which is something she has in
Yeah.
common with Danny. I'd love to see that explored further.
Yeah.
Um, but so I did really appreciate that.
It was
Yeah.
desperately
So big.
sorely needed, I think. If these
Yeah.
issues didn't
Yes.
have the focus on Pei, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be
Yeah. I like
bad.
seeing this.
It would
This
be a big
side of her.
difference.
Yeah. This side of her being upset that she was given away as an orphan, and how she had this aunt who's a martial artist too, looking after her when she was younger. I really like that. It felt, out of all of the stuff that's happening in this issue. This is the one I think that rooted itself back into Kunlun mythology. And so I was very interested in this. If there was anything that I really applauded with the writer, is that he consciously is making an effort to tell us more about Pei.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it's a good move and a good idea, and it does help as well with what we were talking about with
Yes.
feeling him. when you feel so imposed by the Swordmaster mythology, that feeling does go away when you are focusing on Pei, which is nice. Um,
Yeah.
because again, she feels part of like what we're used
Yes,
to
yeah.
as part of an Iron Fist comic. So yeah,
And I like that she still sees herself as the mentor to Lin Lee. So when she says White Fox is the kind of senior I'd like to be for Lindy, I said, "Yay!"
yeah. I mean,
It's
she
Yeah.
has some stupidly good feats. Like
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Since I wasn't here for the to talk about the first episode, I will mention that I did like the emphasis on her being Lindley's senior and how she
Mm,
emphasizes it because she should, because she is.
yeah,
And so I appreciated that detail.
yeah. Do we have anything else to say on that, or shall we move on?
Film.
I think
yeah, I
that's
think we can
everything.
move on.
Cool. All right, so going through anything to say about Lin brother and Loki?
No, it's
Um,
dumb.
Yeah.
yeah, uh, yeah. Then we have the climax. We kind of briefly mentioned the paneling in the building as Davos has kicked down the door and is going through the building, and then I briefly got quite excited when Hands came out and broke Davos's arm. I'm like, oh, is this Prince of Orphans? And it was
Yeah.
Karnak. So I was like, oh. I mean, he's kind of cool, but because Prince of
I mean,
Orphans
I
is
love
like, I'm pretty sure
Karnak,
he's not
but
dead.
Yeah.
yeah, I love Karnak, but I do not know why he would ever call himself the Deadly Hands of the Inhumans.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
because
that
this
that was a
comic
bit
is called
much.
The Deadly Hands of Kunlun. I mean, he
Uh,
is a fantastic fighter, and I'm very happy to have
yes.
him. It's nice to see Arrow. Don't care about her as much as one of the newer characters that I haven't read much about, but I know a bit about her powers, and she's very cool. Uh,
Hmm.
isn't she the Philippine one? Is she Philippine one?
No, she's not the one, the Filipino. The Filipino one is Wave.
Ah,
Oh, right.
that
Yeah,
makes
Arrow,
sense.
I
Yeah.
think is I'm not so sure. I think is she Korean or was it White Fox? I can't remember.
White
Let
Fox
me
is
check.
Korean. Yeah, no, I think Arrow's just so she's one of the new Inhumans, but she's
Hmm.
very
Yeah.
cool. I mean, Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Ah, Chinese. Okay, she's Chinese.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
Karnak's cool. But where's Prince of Orphans? Where's Prince of
no, I
Orphans?
mean, I
Yeah.
wish we had Prince of Orphans, but I am glad that after they had Karnak on a cover, that we actually
He
have
showed
Karnak,
up. Yeah.
because I was a little
Yeah,
bit worried we might not. Like I don't really see.
yeah.
And I also just want to say before that what I said about it was stupid about Loki and Lee Fang is I do not understand why Loki is involved in this at all. Like I don't understand from Loki's point of view why this
Yeah.
meddling is worth it to him. It just seems like such
Mm,
a different version of Loki than we have in Loki comics. But I
mm,
understand how he works within this comic. But it's just like it seems a bit of a reductive Loki to me, and I'm a big fan of Loki. So I get the so when I say it's stupid, I mean it's stupid to me because I don't think that's what Loki would be doing. But I see
mm,
how it works within the context of this comic. So I just want to excuse myself. It's not stupid, stupid, but it's a little bit stupid. But yeah, interested to
mm.
see what happens now when we get Danny. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
When Lin Feng says, "Where have you been? You smell like dead people." Um, I think that's a reference to the immortal weapons and Danny, I think.
yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Like because maybe that's where all of the immortal weapons went in the underworld.
Hopefully. As in,
Yeah, that would
hopefully they
be,
come back. Or
yeah.
just,
Mm,
yeah. And I mean, Prince of Orphans, like I skipped through the first issue again. Prince of Orphans wasn't mentioned or
yeah.
you don't see him.
I could have sworn he was, but I could be
Oh,
misremembering.
okay. It would be
But
ridiculous if
but
he
in
was because he's
Yeah, I
so
think he was there.
overpowered. But
yeah, he can go in and out of, the land of the dead, and so he's connected into all of that. I feel like yeah, I would be annoyed if he in particular wasn't able to come back if he did die.
So see, Dog Brother, Fat Cobra, uh, Tigers. Oh well, Tiger's daughter was already dead.
Uh,
Yeah.
Bride of Nine Spiders.
Fried Rice Spiders. Yeah,
Yeah.
Let me see.
yeah.
Um,
Maybe.
I feel like he might have been name dropped, but yeah, I'd need to reread the issue.
Okay.
In any
Yeah,
case,
I
we
guess
will
I
find
wasn't
oh
out one
really.
way or
yeah,
the
it's
other.
not. Yeah, I don't see him. I'm looking at the pages now. Yeah, I can see Dog Brother and of course Fat Cobra was there. But yeah, oh, okay. When it mentioned Zigambo, and after Undercity, then we know that this is his territory.
Hmm.
This is his city. So I was assuming because I saw, they were in Zigambo, that they also took out Prince of Orphans.
Okay. Yeah. I guess it is. Yeah, it is telling me that you don't see him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
hopefully
is a
that's
good
Mm,
point.
deliberate. I mean, because the guy can turn into this. I don't think he's taken a single loss
yes.
in his entire career.
Yeah.
So, um,
Uh,
yeah. Anyway, uh, so yeah, Kardak shows up, issue's over. I don't have much to say. I guess we'll just see what happens next.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I still don't really have a sense of where I think it's really gonna go.
Yeah, only I'm paying as much attention as I can to the overall plot, but as we've been over,
yeah.
it's so tied into the Swordmaster stuff that
Yeah.
I have a hard time. It's just not. I mean, they could. It's not like I couldn't be interested in it, but they're not doing it in a way that I find interesting enough
Yeah.
to really kind of stay in my mind.
That's,
Well, they
that's
never
true.
really. Uh, they did fix the problem somewhat of Lindley just being incredibly unlikable in his first series.
Yeah.
He's not that
Yeah.
annoying
Mm,
anymore, but like they didn't fix the problem of like properly introducing us to everyone. And again, it was such the foundations are rotten because transplanting Swordmaster into Iron Fist was such a huge misstep, and I'm just not sure how you really
mm,
fix that. And
Mm.
um, like I guess
yeah.
you would have to do a sort of from the ground up comic, and they haven't really done that. And
Yeah.
I'm
Mm,
sorry, I'm not going to go read
yes.
Swordmaster. You haven't done a good enough job to get me
I don't think there
invested.
wasn't all that much of Swordmaster for us to go read. I
Yeah,
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
that's the problem, is it wasn't very established anyway, and I think that's the
Mm,
problem trying to explain it quickly in another comic has come
mm,
against, is that it wasn't that defined anyway.
yeah.
yeah.
It's a bit of an issue. And I don't know how I also don't know how they get around it.
And the fact that, I was saying in a quick review of this issue, Deadly Hands of Kunlun, I already knew beforehand that this was going to be a Lin centric series, and that Danny's going to be, not going to be present most of the time. So I knew that from the solicitations and even reading the solicitation for the next few issues, I already knew that. But in terms of making him the central character of this series, uh, that's my issue with the writer because he doesn't really do that here in this issue. I feel like there's just too many characters that he's trying to juggle in and out of the uh pages that Linley is getting lost already. So
Yeah,
if your purpose is to um make Linley the Iron Fist and for people to embrace him, especially the ones who are more Danny fans, then he didn't do his job well in this issue. I hope it changes, but I don't feel like it's like I read the issue and I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel like
Mm.
I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel, anything at all.
Yeah.
So we needed
Yeah.
moments, big moments here. And I just hope issue 3 addresses that. And it's like they're holding something back for a big reveal later on. But even then, they should have let us feel at least like I want to read the next issue because, I need a reason
Yeah.
to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe they were banking on like Karnak or something being like the sort of, but I don't know. Like I don't think a second issue needs to have like a second of five needs to have sort of significant moments. Personally, but
Hmm.
like I thought, to me, it was moving things along, which I think was what was
Yeah.
important for me in issue 2 of a 5 issue mini series, is like moving things along. So sort
Hmm.
of so we can get to the next.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
So
with some of the guys on social media who are also Iron Fist fans, they feel the same way as we do. It's like it's a big drop off from issue 1. Issue 1 was promising. It's not the best, but it has uh really good possibilities. It's like, it could go anywhere, and it could go up or down, but the possibilities were good for this to be a good series. And it's like issue 2 didn't feel like it's going somewhere. So that's how a lot of people felt about it.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'm reserving judgment until I've read the whole story. I feel like this
Yeah.
is really one I can't comment on at this point,
Mm.
in
yeah, I
terms of the
mean,
story itself.
just despite going on about like the things I was more going on about and taking issue with was kind of just the larger context and not this specific issue. Outside of like not liking the artwork and stuff. It I was more just stuff that's not the fault of this issue in particular. I thought the issue again for me just be a different like it was just kind of fine. It moved things along. So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
I don't know. I didn't have huge expectations of the second issue. Like if
Hmm.
it's like this for the whole series and nothing really changes issue 5, then I'll be in that kind of
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
But for now, it's just like, okay, cool. Now we can hopefully move on to the next thing and next plot points and have some development of the story after we've gotten all this sort of superhero fighting out of the way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, we'll see, I guess.
It feels like issue 3 is going to be big. I mean, I think the biggest reveal or some of the biggest um uh moments that they're trying to pull off here are going to be in issue 4. So I think issue 3 will be big because it's going to lead into that.
there seems to be so many. I was looking. I don't know. Was there like previews for issue 5 or something? I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of solicitations that are jumping ahead quite a lot. I was getting
Uh,
confused.
I don't think we have one for issue 5 yet, but we do have the cover. The
Okay.
covers,
Ah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Am I right? We
Let
have,
me,
I
yeah,
I
because they
tried.
we
guys.
I've not
just
been
got
looking at previews and covers that much, to be honest.
let me
Mm,
check because we just got a new set of solicitations and they would be for
yeah, I
June,
tried
so it should be.
to
Let me
avoid
take a
them.
look.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know I posted something, but I can't
So
remember.
I'll go into feedback while Emma has a look. Um, so we have feedback from Deadly Podcast of Kung Fu. They say, much like Undead Iron Fist, both issues are well paced and the flow of each part of the story flows really good. Unlike Undead Iron Fist, we're not getting big moments to keep us excited, and what I'm afraid of is Deadly Hands of Kunlun is going to end up just like Undead Iron Fist, rush at the end and falls flat. I would hope that if it's 5 issues, they wouldn't rush it. at the end. But I guess, Undead Iron Fist did do a similar thing. Like they could have set up more and they could have put more into each issue and they didn't, and it was rushed at the end. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Um, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Deadly Hands of Kunlun does have the solicitation out already. I
Okay.
forgot about, yeah, and we see the covers, including the variant cover.
Cool.
So yeah, so I mean I can read out the solicitation or Omar you could
Yeah,
if you'd
go for
like.
it.
I don't know if you wanna.
Go, Emma.
It says a legacy reforged, a new villain debuts. Bleeding and
Oh
outmatched,
God.
Linley faces his brother in a battle so cataclysmic it sends shockwaves through the seven heavenly cities. But when the final echoes fade, what destiny will rise from the flames for the Iron Fist, and what new legend will be forged? Guest starring Loki, Danny Rand, Pei, Karnak, and Arrow, and heralding the terrifying ascension of the War Fist. So
Oh
much to think
my
about.
God.
Look, War Fist is better
Oh
than Ghost Fist, but I still don't think it's
no,
good.
it's not like you have to understand. I don't even know if I can explain this to you guys, but I lived in the northeast of England for 13 years, and instead of saying R, they say war, like W apostrophe OR. So we used
Oh.
to joke about war horse being war horse. So now when I see war fist, I just like going,
Oh no.
it's war fist. And it's just like and it's such a weird way for me to think of it being phrased that I'm like, yeah, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't really like when they hype new characters because it always strikes me as a little bit insecure because they're saying buy it if you're a speculator.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it feels
so
like
Mm.
that.
I get great concerns when they do it as if like that's the big deal. But it's also
Mhm.
like if it's like Danny or something, then I'm just
Mm.
mm,
Also,
I
Too
like
don't
many fists.
too many
debut of
fists.
new character in the final issue was
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I don't know, like the usual kind of like hyping up of the end of a series that they do. So
yeah.
this will be the most important thing ever this time,
Right.
unlike the last,
Yeah. Until
a
like the
million
last
times.
million times, yeah.
So
Well, let's hope Warfist is Lin Lee, not Danny.
Mm, that would be acceptable. But I don't
um,
really want him to be I don't really want him to be turned into a baddie either. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't hate
Yeah,
him. I just think it's been poorly done.
I mean, it might be a
mm.
good guy, but I mean, again,
Yeah, it could be a good guy, terrifying good guy.
Yeah.
solely due to Marvel rivals. I don't think he's going anywhere. But um,
Yeah,
I guess we'll see what happens. These are monthly, right?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So this will be in June.
yeah. All right. Well, I guess
Yeah.
we'll see everyone next month. If there's, oh yes, Omar. One question.
Hmm.
You mentioned that this series would possibly have the 100 legacy numbering, but looking at your
Yeah.
list, you didn't include Phantom Limb or Immortal Iron Fist.
Yeah, that's because based on the way that Marvel did the legacy numbering for the other titles, um, I noticed that they didn't include any digital first
Um,
series.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why I didn't include Phantom Limb or what was the other one? Immortal
Immortal
Iron
Iron
Fists.
Fist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at first I did when I did my own numbering,
Yeah.
and it should be there. I mean, if I were doing the official numbering for Marvel for Iron Fist, then I would include that. But based on history and how they've done it previously, I looked at other titles. I think Shang-Chi's and somebody else's, maybe Hulk's or Thor's. Um, I noticed that they didn't do it that way, so I tweaked my original list, And because at first I thought it was going to be the 100th issue was going to be the fifth issue of Lin Lee's introduction.
Right.
And then when I looked at my list again years later, um, I said, I have to look at this based on how Marvel sees it. And so that's why I changed it up.
Mm,
But now I also am not sure if this is considered an Iron Fist title anymore. Uh, Mainly because it feels like an event title.
yeah.
Just
And
because
it's
of
got
the
titled
number of
Iron Fist.
characters that we've got. So it's possible, and I hope, I am now hoping that this is not where the 100th issue is going to be, because that's going to be issue 4 of the series. I would rather it happen in an Iron Fist comic
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
agree. Yeah.
The way I found it has worked with them is that it's whatever makes it so they can sell a comic when they get to the number.
Yes,
Like they
Yeah.
will like
yes,
manipulate the numbering as much as they
Mm,
need
mm,
to in order to
yeah,
make it a comic they want to give the sales boost to, which I
yeah.
agree
yes,
wouldn't normally be number 4 of a run. So I
yeah,
would not be surprised if this didn't get counted for that specific reason. But
Yeah.
I think it's very arcane how they do it, and
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I
I do
just
think the fact
don't know if
that,
they care.
yeah, I mean, I do think the fact that Iron Fist isn't in the title is a very good point to be made toward
Hmm.
this not counting. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, by the way, one thing that's also interesting about um not counting certain titles under Danny. We all know that they didn't count the Power Man and Iron Fist series under
really?
Danny's legacy numbering that went to Luke's because they continued Luke's solo title
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the
numbering,
original? Yeah,
the
okay,
Yeah,
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 that
original
makes
yeah,
one.
sense. The original Power
But
Man Iron Fist.
yeah.
yeah, but then I find it interesting that they didn't even credit the 2011 Power Man and Iron Fist series, the one with Victor,
Yeah. Oh,
under
really?
Danny. That should have
Oh.
been,
Really?
under his
Yeah, that
title.
should have been.
Yeah. Very strange.
Uh,
Maybe it's just
so
they're purely obsessed with solo books. I mean, if that's the case, then I would say definitely this series would not be part
Hmm.
of it.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, I hope they change, some of the. I mean, they don't have any specific rules really. We're just
No.
going by how they think.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just madness. It's the rules.
pretty much.
Yes.
All right. Well, if it's everyone has had
I
everything to
have
say. Yep.
I have two tangentially related things. So, one thing is, and this is so semi-tangential to Iron Fist-ish, kind of. This is the
Mhm.
25th anniversary of the Alias series, which introduced Jessica Jones. They're doing a new
Mm,
Alias series to
Hmm.
celebrate. It's a
yes.
mini series. The first issue is out. I really enjoyed it. If you're a Jessica
Oh,
Jones fan
Oh,
or a Luke
cool.
Cage fan, he's also in it. Check it
yeah.
out. Um, I will also
Yeah,
say
I like the
at
cover too.
yeah, they brought back
David
David
Mack.
Mack for covers. Yeah, it's yeah.
Nice.
So that should be
That's
good. I enjoyed
beautiful.
the first issue.
It's
Yeah.
good to know
That's great to
because
hear.
I was dubious about it.
Me
Yeah,
So
I
too.
mean,
that is really good to hear.
yeah, I mean we'll see where it goes, but I thought the first
Yeah,
issue
yeah.
kind of captured that Jessica Jones correct
Vibe,
feel.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
Um
Now I need to find that first issue. I missed it.
yes, and it's a red band. So they put it in the I don't know
Ah,
when they
yeah,
do
that's
them
right.
overseas, do they put them in the bag? Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
they
that.
do. Uh-huh.
Excellent. And so also, I annually on my blog on Tumblr, Book of the Iron Fist, .tumblr.com, I do an Iron Fist week. It's April 1st through April 7th, so it's
Yes.
starting this week. And it's just an excuse for people to post about Iron Fists, fan art, fan
Mm.
fiction, comics they like, just to write or talk or post about Iron Fist, and to kind of create some sense of community and some activity within the fan community.
Yeah.
So anyone who's on Tumblr, I would love if you would participate or check it out. And if anyone's not on Tumblr and wants to also celebrate Iron Fist Week, absolutely do that. Tumblr is just where I am personally.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, and tell
remind
them,
me. Remind
yeah, tell
me.
them why it's April 1st.
Yeah.
so it's
Uh,
yeah, so I went with April 1st, and previous people in the fan community have done Iron Fist Weeks before me and also done April 1st. It's Danny's birthday in the MCU. And since
mhm,
we don't have a birthday for him in the comics, a date,
yeah.
it seems like a good way, why not use it for just
Yeah.
Iron Fist Danny in
Yeah.
general. So yeah.
Thank
Cool.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, so join in if you have time or interest.
Remind me during the week, and
I
I
will.
will return to Tumblr for it.
I'll,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Excellent.
there'll
And
also be a
I'll
link.
also follow you. Do something like that. Sorry, Connor. I'll just wanted to say that I'll post an Iron Fist week thing on my socials too.
Oh,
Just to
awesome.
follow
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let them know what's happening in Tumblr too.
Fantastic.
I'll put a link as well in the show notes,
Awesome. Thank
as
you.
usual.
Excellent.
So yeah. So yeah, as usual, just you can find uh Omar's blog and Emma's stuff in the show notes as well. If you just go to the WordPress, that's where the show notes are, and there'll usually be a link to the WordPress and all my posts. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Until next time, may your I don't know. There's a lot happening. See ya.
Don't be Warfist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney. Any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders. We do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, anything you want really. It doesn't even have to be related to Iron Fist. If you don't want it read on the air though, make sure you mention that. You can also find us on Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon, our Twitter, at Iron Fist Podcast, our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon, hyphens where the spaces are, our YouTube, Connor Carl, just search Iron Fist Podcast and you'll find us real quick. We are also on iTunes. If you find us there, give us a review and rate us. If it's less than 5 stars, please say why so we can improve the show. And we're on Podcast Garden in the literature section, and last but not least, head over to our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. That's where I put all the show notes. I'd like to thank Thomas Tissot for composing the Iron Fist theme song we use at the start of our Iron Fist episodes on the podcast. I'd also like to thank Peter John Sikorsky for composing the Power Man and Iron Fist theme we use at the start of our Power Man and Iron Fist episodes. And finally, thanks to you guys for listening.